Darkling, I listen, and for many a time I have been half in love with easeful death. Death is so common among the romantic poets, and when life becomes very tough to live, when bereavement, when grief engulfs a person, death is become more prominent. Ode to Nightingale by John Keats, stanza 6. Till now, we have found that in the Nightingale's world there is beautiful flowers, there is fragrance, there is Queen Moon in her throne, starry fairies, and so much beautiful things, musk rose. But now, with those beautiful things, there is the craziness, there is the desire, longing for a perfect death. And what is meant by perfect death? Death that is painless. We all those who feel, those who think about death, we wish for the death as painless. No one wants a death painful. So darkling, I listen. Darkling means in the dark. In the dark. So darkness has already covered this area, and in the dark the poet is listening. And for many a time, you can interpret as at many occasions, again in many of his poems, so many a time, maybe on many occasions, or many a time maybe in many of his poems, there are various poems in which this wish for death, this death wish is reflected. I have been half in love with easeful death. Easeful death refers to painless death. Painless death. And why half in love? Why not full? He is half in love. Means his soul is now divided in two parts. The poet's soul is now divided in two parts. One half wishes to die, and the other half does not. The other half does not. One half wishes to die, the other half does not. Called him soft names in many a mused rhyme. Means contemplating music. So I call you in soft names in many of my thoughtful, meditated, again mused. This word means thoughtful, meditated. In those rhymes you will find to take into the air my quiet breath. Called him, okay, once again him. Here death is personified. Here death is personified. Him refers to death in soft names. Soft names means softly, secretly, not loudly, not brazenly, but softly, secretly. I call your name softly, secretly, in my many works, many poems. So the poet wishes that his last breath must be painless. And Nightingale is singing in a perfect world, and now he has no pain. He is now happy. He has forget all those pains of the bereavement of his brother's loss, his brother Tom's death, his own life, his own personal life, his own disease. He wants to forget everything. So he wants to die in this perfect context, when the nightingale is singing, pouring his heart. It is making the poet wistful. To take into the air my quiet breath. To take into the air my quiet breath. So the air is everywhere, and the poet wants that while listening to the song of the nightingale, that it will be a perfect time to achieve his previously felt wish to die. He wants to mingle his breath in this air. Means he wants his last breath to mingle in the air. Now more than ever seems it reached to die. So this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to die. To cease means to stop. To cease, to stop, means to die. The poet wants to die. Her nightingale is singing upon the midnight with no pen. So the poets, there is a contrast you can find. There is a contrast between continuity on the part of the nightingale, continuity on the part of the nightingale, continuity on the part of the nightingale, and termination on the part of the poet. So there is a contrast between the continuity on the part of the nightingale. Nightingale will go on singing. Even after the poet will die, the nightingale will go on singing. But the poet will be no more there to hear the song. While thou art pouring forth thy soul abroad. Pouring forth the soul abroad. Abroad here means in a wide area. In a wide area. While thou art pouring forth. When you are singing in fullness of heart. This line means you are singing in the fullness of heart over a wide area. You are singing in the fullness of heart over a wide area. In such an ecstasy. Ecstasy means excessive joy. In such an ecstasy. Ecstasy means excessive joy. Still thou wouldst sing. Again you find the 8th line, very short line. Still still wouldst thou sing, and I have ears in vain. I have ears in vain means I can no longer hear. You will go on singing. You will go on singing. But unfortunately, I cannot hear because I am now dead, the poets want to say. To thy high requiem. High requiem. Requiem refers to some celebration or a mass in honor of the dead. Again, it is a song of mourning. A song of mourning. Or a mass organized for a dead person. Becomes sod. Sod means just a grassy surface over a grave. Here sod is a plot of land that is covered with, the word sod means plot of land covered with grass. Here the poet refers to the grass of over the grave. Lifeless lump of turf upon his grave. Okay. To thy high requiem become a sword. So when I'll die, you will go on singing, and that song be like the mourning song on my death. And then I cannot hear your song. That will be useless to my ear. Because I will become a sword. I will just become lifeless. So, the poet is here half in love with death, because half of the poet's soul desires this painless death. Because now as he listens to the song of the nightingale, he feels that all his worries and all his worries have gone, and he is now in a perfect state. So he wishes to die now. But on the other hand, his other half hesitates to die. Why? Because death will deprive him of the song. Death will deprive him of the song of the nightingale as well as the beauty of nature. So he does not want to die with his full soul. Other half does not want to die because death will deprive him of the song of the nightingale as well as the beauty of nature. So this stanza is the keynote of the whole poem. Death gives him relief from pain, but also from nightingale's song. So the poet is in a dilemma. So darkling I listen, and for many a time. On many occasions the poet has expressed his desire for death. You can find in many occasions refers to many poems where he talks about death, like Bright Star, Why Did I Laugh, and again Endymion. In all this poem he already expresses his wish to die, his desire to die. I have been half in love with easeful death. In many a mused rhyme, in many mused verses, but he means that mused verses means those verses which he contemplated and then expressed through his pen. So in those rhymed verses, contemplated lines, he has talked about death. So death is very common. Death wish is very common to him as well as to the romantic poets. But now he is in dilemma whether to die in perfect ease in this context or not to die. To die or not to die, that is the question. To take into the air my quiet breath. He want to breathe away, missed his breath silently into the air, and thus causing no pain in it. Quiet breath refers to that just without any event, quietly, painless. Again it may refer uneventful life. Again it may refer to the uneventful life. So this stanza is quite not so glorious like the previous stanza. Here death is so prominent. I feel sad. Maybe perhaps in the context of Keats listening to the Nightingale song, his may be appropriate. Okay. We'll again meet in the next stanza. Thank you. Have a good day.